Scar of Hurtful Words. Once upon a time, there used to live a young teenage boy in a small town. The boy had a very short temper and used to shout at anybody, anywhere. He didn't think for a second before opening his mouth in anger. Everyone used to dislike him for being grumpy, short-tempered, and foul-mouthed. One day, his father came to him and handed over a bag full of nails and a hammer. The boy got very confused. His father then said, "Dear son, you really have a very short temper. Why don't you hammer a nail every time you get angry?" The boy agreed and took the bag full of nails. By the night the fence had 40 nails hammered in it, and it was just the first day. A week later, the fence had around 100 nails. Soon the days passed and the number of nails began to reduce and eventually stopped. The boy finally realized that it was easier to control his anger than punch a nail into the fence. The boy realized this and went to his father. His father appreciated him and suggested another idea to him. The father said, "Now that you have learned to control your temper, why don't you start to pull out the nail each day you successfully control your temper?" The boy agreed and began to pull a nail out each day. He was calm and didn't lose his temper. A few days later all the nails were pulled out of the fence. The boy happily went to his father and told him about it. The father listened to him, held his hands, and took him near the fence. The father then said, "Son, you had a very short temper but you learned to control it, but look at this fence. It still has holes in it that can never be fixed like before." Anger is a dangerous weapon like a knife. When a person is stabbed by knife the wound heals but the scar remains. The boy started to understand what his father was saying. The father continued, "You always speak harsh things to people in anger, which leaves a deep impact on them. These impacts are like a scar to them which they will remember forever. We all get angry, but we often deal with it in different ways. Some people constantly lash out in frustration at others, or stew about it and complain about it to people they talk to. Some people repress their anger, with the idea that they should never feel angry, that anger is not safe for others or themselves. Others seethe and seethe quietly, until finally they explode. Most of us have lashed out in anger and regretted it later. Anger is an emotional state characterized by strong displeasure or hostility, often accompanied by physiological changes such as increased heart rate, blood pressure, and adrenaline levels. It is a natural response to perceived threats or injustices and can range from mild irritation to intense rage. Anger can be a useful emotion in certain situations, such as when it motivates someone to take action to address an issue. Still, it can also be destructive if it leads to aggressive or violent behavior or is expressed inappropriately. Understanding anger is crucial to overcome it as it helps us identify its causes, triggers, and behavior patterns. It empowers us to take control of our emotions and live a more balanced and peaceful life. We conclude by advising, through self-awareness and insight, we can develop effective strategies and techniques to manage and transform our anger into more positive and constructive responses, leading to healthier relationships and improved emotional well-being. If you think it is worth listening to this story, support us by hitting the like button, sharing it with your friends and leaving a comment below with your thoughts or any motivational stories you'd like to hear next. And for more such stories, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell. I invite you to become an integral part of Wordsworth community. Thank you for joining us in this journey of wisdom.